Yes. Will you focus? It's not gonna focus. Come on, focus. What the fuck, camera? What the fuck? Focus. Focus, you fuck. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, obviously, the color package with the motors isn't here. Okay. It was delayed by customs. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully on Monday or whenever the customs feels like releasing it. So, meanwhile, we need to do something with this, of course. Yes, we're gonna use this. What? That non. I mean, you know, who cares? Hardly anyone watches this anyway. So, you know. Yes. What we need to do is mount this here to the body, but not in this form, because this part here needs to be an openable hood for several reasons. One of them is if we want to service anything that's under here, well, we need to open it. And that's why I think that we should do this, well, almost like in the real car, but maybe not quite. Hey, Sam. So my idea here would be that instead of one piece, we do this in, well, essentially 3 pieces. So we would have one piece on each side, basically, come on, going along. And then we would have the hood itself. But these 2 pieces would be joined here, of course, and the hood would open from here, obviously. But we would have the hood here. The hood would hinge somewhere here, basically just on the edge of the bumper. And these, of course, would go just up to here, and here we would have the bumper right here. Let's not forget that we have to have a light cluster here. So this part, as Christian said in the last stream, we are gonna solve with the gap here. The gap here is gonna be solved with plates. But I have absolutely no idea whatsoever what we are going to do to fill in the gaps that are gonna inevitably be created between the well, fender and the rest of the bodywork. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe we could use a lift arm with alternating holes going down, having holes, well, it being inevitable, and then we could use the holes in the lift arms to have pins on the other side and have plates mounted there. Well, thing is, with weight, it's always like this. So, you see, we are building the car to have features and stuff. Like with the Charger and the Sierra, once the features are locked, we are going to go over the car again, and the goal will be then to redesign well, basically everything, to take out as many parts as possible to save weight and stuff. The car is gonna have some weight, obviously. It already has some weight. The rear springs have to be stronger and stuff. And to be honest, it's not really the weight that's the problem. Um, the car does move, but the problem is that we have motors that are too weak. But that's gonna be solved once the customs release the package, because I have the battery box and the motors incoming. So um, I actually do not believe the car is gonna be too heavy. It's gonna be obviously a bit heavier than it is now, but since we are gonna go through the car again, and I see that we can and will remove many parts here, since under the seats, we have, you see, the area here under the seats is full with the panels. We can use the new we can use basically this here under the seats, because this is going to be covered by the seat, so it can be this instead of what we have here, or similar things. The door can be lighter. The panels here in the rear can be lighter. I mean, there's optimization. So we're gonna, the weight is gonna go up, but then we're gonna bring it down again. So it's gonna be, optimized. No, I have not measured it, but there's little point. But we can do it here. I can put the car once so once all the features are locked in place. If I decide to build the whole car and not just one side, but yeah, I probably should build the whole car for once, since the Sierra is still on the desk, on the shelf, being only half built. So yeah, I probably should, where was I? Yeah. And then we're gonna go through the car and see where we can optimize the structure to use as few parts as necessary, but as many as necessary and as few as possible. So yeah, like this. And while doing this, a few things are going to be redesigned to be, better. It's always like this, but this is going to be a relatively quick process, because once you have the whole canvas, it's easier. I mean, let's finish and optimize this at the same time. Okay, whatever. Let's continue this. So this is not gonna happen. We're gonna do the edge here with an alternating holes lift arm. So my guess would be this here, because it's basically the perfect length. So this here, basically the perfect length. Yes, it's black, but that's what I have. And we would use the pins here, to have basically brick built part popped on it from underneath, to basically fill the gap here. Otherwise, I don't see a good way of filling this, So we would have this here. This, come on, be in frame. This here, and then, it would, I don't know which way it would look less ugly, but it is what it is, It is what it is. Anyway, we need to find a way first to mount the top part here in a half a stud way, on top and on the bottom. These panels are not going to be here in this form because they are going to be obviously we have to have like 15 studs here, I think. It has to be, yeah, 15 studs for the hood. Wait, let me take a look at a picture of the Countach front. Just a second. Where is it? Come on, come on, come on. Here it is. Here it is. Open, please. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So obviously the Countach itself has the hood is shaped irregularly, so it's not a box, but you know, what can we do? We cannot have the hood any other shape than a square. Doesn't make sense here, since it's a flat surface, and yeah, whatever. So the hood goes up until the headlights, so there's no other bodywork here between the headlights and the hood, and we are gonna have basically just this here be the element that's gonna go around the headlight, which is fine. And then the hood is gonna, well, open up here. Okay. So what we need to do is actually just fix this in place somewhere here for now. And then this here is gonna be fixed down there. The problem is, of course, the half a stud gap. Now we could go with a full stud solution. So just a second. I mean, you can see that no matter what we do, if we do a half a stud or a full stud solution, this is gonna move. But, and hear me out, but what if we go with a full stud solution on things here, so that we don't have to, you know, half a stud is always, it's not elegant to solve. And we use, well, half a stud lift arms to push this out. Half a stud thin lift arms to push this out, or basically space it out back to the windscreen. And then we have the best of both worlds. We don't have to worry about the half a stud mounting of the entire front bodywork, which is good because then we can full stud it on this slopes. We don't have to use plates here, which makes the car lighter even. And there's no downsides. Almost. Does this even... I think this last time we discovered that this barely... Yeah, it's not one stud. I mean, if we manage to, a wild idea, redesign this point here to not, the problem is that it's angled. See, it's angled forward. If we manage to somehow make it not angled forward, it wasn't angled forward, we could push the hood, the front section one stud further up, and that would not be bad. That would not be bad, and we could do it. The price for this would be, well, maybe not worth paying, since we could move this part here one stud further back. We could do that, but then we would need to make this part here out of 2 pieces to be 1 stud shorter and pin it here. Then this would go back, but that would create more problems than it's worth, I think. So we're gonna space this. We're gonna space this slope here by half a stud, and then it's gonna be fine, I think. Well, the E30, you know, never really materialized. You know, part of the reason why I started the streams basically is that I wanted to, you know, finish some of my projects, because the E30, you know, was one of those that I wanted to make the chassis and the suspension. I did it. I was satisfied with it at the time, and that was it. I completely lost motivation to do any of the bodywork. And then after it sat on my shelf for a while, I just, you know, I needed the parts and I dismantled it. Yeah, obviously it was too short. I mean, mistakes were made, I admit, you know. If I had at the time, if I had a stream at the time, you know, we could do it better. But that was, you know, E30 was like what, 2017 or even earlier, 2015, I don't know, somewhere around that time. That's like an eternity ago. You know, something like this, we would space it out something like this, and it would be fine. So now we have enough of a gap here that we don't have to worry about the headlight opening. Yeah, it's fine, but I need to hold it steady. Yeah, it's fine. It has all the space it needs. Yeah, we are going to do something like this. There, and now we can remove these two. Basically, we can redesign this entirely. Okay. this as well, just for consistency. I mean, obviously, the desire and your feedback suggests that, well, we do need to do something with the E30. So I guess, I mean, it all depends, of course, on what happens with the Countach and what Kara wants. So the motivation to do the E30 is there. But again, we'll see. Okay. So yeah. If this becomes a product and Kada wants, well, other cars, maybe they have something specific in mind, I don't know. We may need to, see if we can accommodate those specific wishes. We'll see. We'll see. This is all up in the air. This did not turn out the way I wanted. Okay. 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 Now this is mounted. This should be mounted here. Okay, and here we have. What do we have here? Yeah, this is a problem because it's what? No, it's not a problem. Why am I worrying about this? Am I worrying about this because what? I'm worrying because this is crooked and needs to be, well, doesn't have to be wider. 7. Okay, but before we do anything here, we need to mount this, because with me constantly just positioning this like this, that's no point. Okay, so let's see how we're gonna mount it. So obviously we're gonna have the hood is gonna close up to here, so we need to mount it here, and let's see if this is possible. I don't know, because we have these here and they are not exactly on same level. Yeah, that is unfortunate. However, we can do something with these. Yeah. So we're gonna use them like this. But first we need to tear this apart a little bit to get access to this. There we go. That is almost perfect. Go. For now, it's gonna be all right. Okay, so obviously the guidance for the headlights needs to be looked at a little bit because they are pretty wonky. Pretty wonky. Perhaps we can go all the way. Yeah, we can go all the way. These. Because here in the front needs to be a light cluster anyway. That's gonna sit up to this, and the light cluster can be, adjusted a little bit to fit our needs. Yeah, we have to deal with this. So I don't know what the light cluster will be, but I know that it's dimensions. So how big it can be. So it can be 3 studs times 2 studs times 7 studs. See if I can build a stand-in for it. I can. Wait. But wait. I have either a white one or a dark gray one. Damn it, I cannot even butcher the Sierra because it doesn't have this. If I had, if this guy was white here, so we could identify it, but I guess we're gonna build it with lip cups. If I have 7 star lip cups, I do. I do. No, it's beginning. There's nothing really dramatic happening yet. Just a little bit of wind blowing. You'll probably hear it when it starts. Okay. For tomorrow? I hope not for tomorrow. That would suck. Yeah. Oh, in half an hour. Okay. Doesn't matter, I mean. My car is in the garage, so I don't care. Okay. So what I built is a stand-in box. Stand-in box is gonna be here. And the stand-in box is, yeah, obviously it's too big. Hmm. Oh, for fuck's sake. You heard it? Great. Now I have AC/DC's Thunderstruck in my head. Thanks for that. Mm. Okay, we need to work on that. That action of the lever isn't sufficient. This works, of course, but it needs a little more oomph from the side of the lever on the side of the windscreen. I don't know what the problem is. Let's see. Somehow it doesn't go quite. No. Huh. But you know, the headlight works. It's pretty flat. We could, you know, we could use we could make a bump stop anywhere somewhere here, so that it doesn't go beyond the level of the overall bodywork, but it's working as intended. You know, it is working as intended. Yeah, we want this much to be out. It's working as intended. Not really hitting anything. So that's cool. Maybe, and I'll see if Christian agrees. This part here needs to be just 1 stud thick. 1 stud, 2 studs thick. Sorry. So, come on, yeah. If, and I'm just gonna change this so we know what we're talking about. That we have the light cluster just like this. So on the real Countach, of course, there's a red part. So bodywork between the lights and this part, and then of course we continue down with bodywork until 2 studs more. Yeah, and then we have the bumper. So this axle here is just behind the bumper. I really should get a Held der Steine teacup, I think. Okay, and okay, so the bumper is just behind this. So if this opens up like this, we probably should make it open up so that it clears the bumper. You know, so that it clears the bumper. Which means that we need what kind of lever do we need? Hey Ben. Not that much, I guess. We just mounted the front bodywork, decided on some things here. You know, everything seems to be working. Yeah. Okay, we have an option here. There's a pin at the moment. A bushing at the moment. We could angle it here. Yeah. Let me see. What do we need? We need 1, 2, 3. 1. Okay. This is a stand-in. This is representing the clear lights that are on the Countach. Since I don't know what we are gonna use for this. It's just, you know. Yeah. So 3. Yeah, the only problem is that we need to angle this down and then up. Ugh, well. Okay, I do have an idea for the hinges. So if we use this, and then we would use, oh, that's gonna be too fragile. Hold on. This. This, so one, two, so we go from here, yeah, okay. I mean, I can do this all in a different color because it's so far everything's black and this is so hard to see. It's so freaking hard to see if everything's black. This is even gonna look better. Why is this light gray? What the fuck? What is a light gray part doing here? Did I miscalculate? Of course. Of course I did. No problem, easily rectified. Easily rectified. Yeah. Yeah. It's there. Okay. Okay. What the fuck? Where is this at? Oh, this was just temporary. Okay. Somewhere here. Right. Okay. So the basic idea is that these are able to clear the accent here. Mm-hmm. Okay. Still too high. No, it's not. No, it's perfect. Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. Um, basically, this guy is not needed, but yeah. Ah, of course. Of course. Okay, now we have here a choice to make. Okay. Right. Okay. We can't mount this like this. We can mount it like this. So it does open. Question is, what happens here with the bumper, since this is gonna go a bit forward, and if the bumper is at this level, it's gonna hit the bumper at this point, which should be fine, I guess. But this isn't okay because it's flat. It needs to be going inside. So we need to basically stretch this. This needs to be three parts, so we can move this guy here one step further out. And at the same time, we need to change the mounting points for this, because these here are preventing this from going further down. And this is a problem. A bit of a problem. Unless we redesign this. Because yeah, now it's nicely fitting. But it's wrong. To temporarily align this with the rest of the belts. So, you see, now it's nice and flush, but we want this part here. We want this part here to be, well, lower. We don't want it to be nice and flush. Even though it's, you know, yeah, it's satisfying to open, to close, but oh, there's a huge problem. This here needs to be lower. So it has to, like, see these two, it hits them. It shouldn't hit them. It should go further inside. That's fine. It should go further inside. How do we do that? No matter where we position these two guys along this axis, they're gonna be in the way. We need to get rid of them, which means that we need to redesign the way we have attached the shock absorbers a little bit. So that they are not in the way. Okay. So this thing here is a bit wonky anyway. Yeah. Not sure that's the best idea. Not sure that's the best idea because we don't solve anything with this. I have a better idea. I don't know if it's exactly better, but it's different. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's really perfect. I mean, not perfect, but it's gonna be better. Just let me think of what we do here because the idea that I have doesn't solve the fact that this is moving. It's moving, of course, because we have redesigned this here, so we need to think about this as well. If I use something like this here, I have not exactly solved anything. Or did I? No, because I still need this attachment point. They said that okay, we got your documents, and yeah, we'll dispatch it, but it didn't arrive. So maybe tomorrow, maybe on Monday. Who knows? Okay, so once we solve this, I have a solution for this. Um, so we need an axle connection here. So this is not. So this cannot pivot. Right now it can pivot, which is bad. So it can pivot, of course, because we are using this guy here. So we need to redesign this part here. Technically, this guy here would satisfy the part here, so it would sit, but then we still don't have an attachment for our front clip here. No, I don't. I don't need one. I was instructed by basically by the DHL lady to lie. So if she says that that's okay, that's okay. I just had to create a document where it says there are 5 items in the package, which apparently they are. So it's just the motors, not the bricks, and that each of them is worth €1, and send them a document that states this. And apparently that's good enough. That's exactly what she instructed me to do. So I guess. They have a lot more practice with this than me, so. I guess. Yeah. I mean, it's a gift. Why would I need to pay for this anyway? Okay, wait. I don't need this part here. It's gonna be different. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's just, a bit of frame was here, nothing more. Nothing to worry about. Um, for fuck's sake, why always something small in a very tight area? That's what she said, by the way. I mean, this would be perfect if this was an axle hole, not a pinhole. This part would then be perfect. Almost, yeah, almost. Not quite, but almost. Grumble, grumble, grumble something. I basically need one part that does two things. This is not it. Um, no. Or oh wait. What if? What if? So if I did this here and this would do it. No, this would basically do it. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let us see. Come on. Okay. Okay. Now this is a tiny bit awkward because okay. Okay. So that moves this connector one step further back. So the hood should now close tighter in. We'll see about the implications of that. Now let's see how we can mount this here. Okay, so obviously it's gonna mount in here, and we're gonna need this here to be different. We're gonna have to this here to be different. How? I mean, if these were pins, they're obviously not. It'd be easy. I cannot use this here because it's too long. And now that's it has to be here, of course. So you have to have it here. No problem, actually, since we're gonna probably just slide it in here. We're gonna just slide it in here. That's what he said. So slide it in, and we're gonna prevent it from slipping out here. So it's not gonna be able to slip down because it's gonna be mounted with something here. Okay, let's reapply the hood, or the frunk, or whatever this is. There. Obviously, no, because this needs to be redesigned. So we need this needs to be here. The this, and then this. that's too much. Basically, we need to cancel all of this, and this has to somehow be hanging over this here. You know, so it's a little bit in, but now we have the problem that we have this part here, which is standing above it, which it shouldn't. So this part should be lower too. The only problem is it can't. It can't be lower, but it must. Oh, the bump is not the problem. The bump stop, that's not an issue. Well, just take a look at a picture of a Countach. You tell me. Go on Google, find the front end of a Countach. You tell me. This isn't a flat surface. It's a distinct, very distinct Countach feature to have this part here is higher than the hood. So we need to see what to do here. Yeah, and this is also problematic. Hinges need to be reworked because this here should not be here. This needs to swing out a lot higher because this is gonna hit the bumper, and that's not okay. No, it's not because of clearance. It's design related. It's entirely design related. Obviously, everything here looks very messy because it's like red, black, white, orange, all mixed up. So once everything here is mostly red, except of this here, it's gonna look fine. But yeah, this step here is problematic. This is very problematic. You know, Christian, I don't know. You just criticize me. Sometimes, you know, I just don't know. But yeah, this part needs to be lower, and we need to figure out how. Complete report on my work on today's work in Discord. I don't know, Christian, but I should think about it. Okay, so basically, this part here in the middle should not exist here. But we cannot lower it anymore because of this here. I mean, we cannot move this. What damn it. Let's see something. I mean, when looking from the side profile, I don't know. I mean, it looks like this here, so the cheek here should be a little bit higher than it is. So basically, this should be angled a little bit towards the middle. But and then this could be flat, so that then this entire center section could be flat if this was angled a little bit. This I don't know. I don't know. If this was angled, this would solve this as well. You know, this would solve this part here as well. Because if this was angled, this would no longer hit the wheel. It would be slightly raised from the position it is now, and it would be angled inside. So towards the middle of the car. This may impede stuff, of course, or cloud my judgment. Let's leave this. So I'm gonna take one midterm off, so that this doesn't hit it anymore. Okay. Yeah, no matter what, I wish this was angled. I wish this was angled. Problem is, angling it creates other issues. So if we leave it here and then angle it out from here, so if we raise this part here, not by much, just a little, just so that you can tell it's raised. Then this line here would flow more seamlessly into this. And we may even use a different part here. We should. So if, I don't know if anything will fit, of course. But let's say that we would use this guy here. It has the same cross section, but obviously the cheek itself is not as wide as this. It's narrower. It's like this. It's like this, yeah. And then this would kind of work. Just testing stuff. Okay. Obviously not ideal, because in an ideal world, this part here would go like this. Okay, so we would be going like this, but obviously I cannot cut it. Then we have, of course, parts like this here. Okay, that curve inward, but are wrong in all the other dimensions and stuff. So we cannot use this anyway. If we used it positioned like this here, maybe, and if the whole panel was curved inwards, that would maybe not even be that bad. Problem is, obviously, this part here, because this part here would obviously impede the wheel. So if we would kinda pivot this up, maybe it would clear. Maybe. Our goal, if, of course, you have to keep in mind, on top of this, we are gonna put one layer of tiles. And the layer of tiles needs to go kinda seamlessly into this. Right now, I think it's too low. Oh yeah, Ray Liotta died. Ray Liotta died. Yeah, that's a good movie pick. Yeah. So you see, this guy here is too low. Should be higher up. So we need to angle it. This will make the cover for the lights a little bit interesting, but I think we can manage it. We can angle this as well. Just the cover, not the light. Cover. And then it should be fine as well. It's gonna be adventurous. Yeah, and then we can have the panel here be flush. Be flush with this. We don't need to move this. We just have to make a pivot here and pivot the whole part here up. That's the plan. Now, whether we're gonna pivot up this part here or something else, I don't know. We will have to experiment with this. We will have to experiment with this. So obviously, if we do this, then this is going to be black. This is going to be red, of course, to kind of continue the line. Yeah. And then we're going to have a pivot, a lift arm on top of this. No, this is going to be pinned in here. And we're going to have a pivot. Yeah, it has to be there. Yeah, but if we pivot this, it's gonna clear this. Okay, so we don't have to have the half a stud lift arms here. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna move this guy here one stud lower. This here is gonna be one stud up, so that we can use this lift arm here as the pivot point. And something's gonna happen here, and at the bottom we're gonna have to do something here so we can have a pivot here. That's gonna be really interesting. Or what we also could do is that we have this section here static. Okay, hear me out. And we pivot just this section here, just this section above here, just this part. And we could pivot it in a way where it gradually merges to the level of this. So by the time we reach the headlight, everything is flat here, like in the real car. But here on the cheeks, we have a pronounced slope inwards. And I absolutely am more in favor of these panels here because the angle here is much greater. And if you look at pictures of the Countach, the angle, whatever we do, the angle here under the windshield, it's never going to be exactly like it's on the rear car. We have to work with what we have. But you have to look at it from afar and squirm a little bit and imagine. Yeah. I think this is what we should do. Yeah. And of course, the pivots here need to be completely different because the hood needs to clear the bumper and everything. So I need to see what kind of kinematic we are gonna use here. There are many options, but not many good ones. Not many good ones. We'll have to see. Maybe even something muted because the front hood, of course, on the Countach opens up to the front. Maybe if I look at the way the original, so the real Countach hood opens, I'll get some inspiration. But I have an idea. So basically, we would move the current pivot point. That is the blue pin here. Can you see? Come on. Almost focusing. So the blue pin here is the current pivot point. If we move the pivot point at least one stud further down, this may be the key. Then it would open further up. Yeah. Something to try. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for today. I will see if tomorrow, when the Renator arrives, we can think of something else, if we even work on this. But I will definitely try to do something on Sunday because I want to do this off stream. It's gonna be probably a mess while doing it, so I save us some time because this is really boring. And then we'll see what I can show you. It's gonna be raining the whole weekend anyway, so I'm not gonna go anywhere. What better stuff is there to do than look at Lego and be clueless? Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I see you on Monday, when we hopefully have some motors. Yeah. Have a nice weekend. Yeah. Have a nice weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.